Hello, it's me, Music 1AC. I wanted to show you guys another, some of the Lego sets that I have. I have a couple of more than this, but this is like my marine set here, right? Like my ocean set. Like here, this is a stingray, and I think these two came together. And this one's a shark, right here. And I have the whale that I created with you guys yesterday. I posted that video yesterday. And I have here a crab, right? I think that's what it's called. And this is like, some seaweed, some plants at the bottom of the ocean, and then there's like this little like gem rock that's right next to it. And let's see what we have here. Then we have here this robot guy. He actually turns into like some other things, but like it came in one of those boxes that it's like 3-in-1. So if you like take it apart and read the other directions, then you can make some other things. But this is definitely the one that I like the best, and he has like this claw here. It reminds me of like that those toy games where you put like a quarter in and then you like try to pull it up to win something. And then yeah, so he's like a robot. He has like this jetpack in the bottom. What's it called? The scuba divers, they have like the air packs on their back. I forgot what it's called. And he has this little covering for his face. It reminds me of like an astronaut suit a little bit. So we have this robot guy, and I think I actually have the box of him too, so I could show you the other stuff that it comes with. And this, I completely forgot what this came with, but this is basically a treasure chest, and it has all these wonderful gold treasure here. This is like a little cup, gold. And then there's like, it came with like these gems here. I think this is just like some extra pieces. Like maybe I could change his face with this thing, but I'm using it like as like just some extra treasure here. And then there's like some coins, some gems. These things are really cool. And yeah, it came with two. So that's what I have in this treasure chest. And then it also came with some seaweed. It's probably not seaweed. It's not seaweed. It's probably something else. But, some ocean plants here. And you know what? Let me try to find the boxes, because after I show you guys this, I wanted to make this set with you, because I got this from Target and it went perfectly with my marine animal set here, my ocean set here, so that I have going on. And yeah, I just thought it'd be cool to make it with you guys, and then hopefully I will create a skit with my Legos. So in this set, we have here like this submarine, and it comes with a treasure chest here, some more plants from the ocean, and then this shark here. So that's what I'm going to be making with you today. This one is Ocean Mini Submarine. Oops, that's what it says. Ocean Mini Submarine. There's 41 pieces in it, and it's Lego set 60263. 60263, and it's from LEGGO City set. So this is a LEGO City set. And yeah, so that's what I want to make with you today. Now, but let me show you what this guy came with. Okay, so I actually don't have his box, but I have the packets. And that was actually one of the tips that I wanted to leave in the video when the last video I made yesterday with this whale here. Which was to, instead of keeping the boxes, if you can't keep the box, definitely keep the packets, because just in case you lose a piece and you know it breaks apart and you find it, you want to be able to put it back where it belongs. So you're going to need the booklets. So keep the booklets just in case. Like, especially for him, if I wanted to change him, I would need to know, you know, the instructions. I need to have them. So it's important to keep these things. So he turns into this, which is like an underground submarine. And you see it has like a 3-in-1. And, of course, there he goes. That's the booklet for him. And then it also turns into this here, which is just like, I forgot what it's called, but it like scrapes, I mean, it walks on the bottom of the ocean, basically. But it's all underwater, so, I guess, yeah. I don't know if it's not submarine, it's just something else. I don't know what it's called. But okay, so that's what so that came with, oh, this one, actually, I was wrong. Ah, oh no, everything's falling. Okay, so I was actually wrong before. This guy, actually, this thing right here, came with him. And you can see that in the picture. He's right there. And it came with this one here. So yeah, the Stingray came with this robot here. And now the other one, I have the shark. The shark came with the crab, or the lobster. Is that a lobster? Yeah, maybe that is a lobster. Crabs are something different. Oh, now I remember. Okay, so that's a lobster. And he came with the shark, and he turns into these things. There's an octopus. And there's like I guess it's a piranha. A type of piranha. That's like deep down in the ocean. I don't think it's called that, but yeah, so those are the other things that this turns into. But yeah, so that is what I wanted to show you guys. I have some other Lego sets, but just for today, I'm going to be showing you guys this. So now that I have introduced you to some of my other sets, I'm going to start with this new one here that I have been dying to make with you guys. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so here we go. Now, the box says to push this little piece down, and then it helps you to just open the box a little bit neater, I guess. But sometimes these little flaps get stuck to it. It's like super glued to it. Alright, anyways. It doesn't matter. You don't have to, you know, push it down. You could use a scissor or whatever you want. Okay, so we have the instructions, really important. This one, it doesn't turn into anything else. It's not a 3-in-1 set like the other one that I had. It's just, you know, you just make a couple of things. The shark, the submarine here, and that little treasure chest. Okay, so we have one bag here, and then, oh, look at this. The shark is already put together. It's just one piece. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I thought I was going to be able to piece it together, but alright, so we got one thing going for us already. I'll put him right next to him. Okay, so then we got these two big pieces, and we're just going to put it right to the side. Oh, let's see, what do we have here? Kids go free with paid adults. Go where? Oh, to a Lego to Legoland. Legoland. Cool. Kids go for free. I gotta show my sister this. Alright, so that's a little surprise there. Now, and in case, anybody else wants to go to Legoland for free, they know what to do, right? Alright, and definitely if you want, get that set. I think it cost me like $10 from Target. Alright, so I'm gonna cut just the bag. I'm not gonna dump it out because in my other video I told you guys how messy it could be. It could be really discouraging to have all the pieces just fall on the table. You can lose something. So an easy tip of mine is just to leave it in the bag, and then when I need a piece, just kind of look through it because the bag is clear. And you can kind of see through it if you just move it around gently. So you won't lose anything because it'll be in the bag. But just remember to use tape when you need to close it up and stuff. But another good idea is that you can also use a Ziploc bag. And so that's what I have here. So I'm just going to take the bag that I opened and then just carefully dump it all in the Ziploc bag because there's a lot more space and it'll be a lot easier for you to look for the pieces. And you can also just zip it up really quick. The only thing is that, if you don't have a Ziploc bag, that's okay. You can just use this. Just be careful and remember that you should use tape. But if you don't have tape, just be as careful as you can possibly be, so that way it doesn't tumble over. All right, so we have the pieces all here, and we can even lay it flat down, and you can just go through the pieces like that. They also have different sizes when it comes to the Ziploc bag, so the bigger the better. But you just don't want to lose anything, so that's the main point, right? Okay, so now let's open this up here, and the first page we have is this guy here. Now, I'm going to skip this part because I've noticed that a lot of kids, and if you're a kid, you should definitely skip this guy too because, he's not the main important part. You want to start on the most important part, which is the main attraction. You know what I mean? That's going to take you the longest time. And if you're just learning or just starting out, you might feel so accomplished after finishing this. And then you're going to start playing with it. You're going to get distracted and then you might not continue. So you don't want to do that. Since he's the easiest and the most simple, save him for last. Just try it out and see how it goes for you. Maybe you've had a similar experience because I know that I might have had a similar experience. And I think my sister also had that similar experience too. Oh, and look, now I see that I actually can build the shark just a little bit. And this is kind of like the junior set, which is a really good one to start out with, if you find that this set is a little too older for you, then maybe you want to just go for whatever you feel comfortable with. Like a younger set or like a junior set, and yeah. And I'll put some links for what I'm talking about. But okay, so let's begin. So this is the shark, and at the top you're going to see the pieces that we need. And on the bottom of each piece, it's going to tell you how many you need. So it shows here that it says 1x under each piece. So that means we need one of each. This one here is just like the first, meaning the first step. So this one and this 1x are two different things. So yeah, so we know that we're on step 1. But for each piece, we need one of each because it says 1x under it. And then over here, it's going to show you that these arrows mean in the direction you need to put the piece, how you need to fit in the piece to the Lego. But not always will they have arrows if this is your first time making it. So but you'll see as we go along. So let's try to find these two pieces. Okay, so we already have this guy here. Right, he looks completed, but he's not. Luckily. So I can see through the bag. I already found the piece that I need, which is his head. And it's going to show us exactly how we need to push in this piece. So I'm going to lay it out just how the picture shows it. And then we're just going to snap it in. So that one was pretty easy, and he opens his mouth and closes it, and he has his eyes right at the sides. So, yeah, I forgot what his name is. But, alright, so let's continue. I think some people call it that, like a hammerhead, but I know that's some proper way to call him. Some proper name. Okay, so next we're going to be making this treasure chest. Oh, and you know what? I just realized that this is actually similar to the first guy here. So let me just skip these little things. I'm going to skip it, but if you want to make it, then definitely go ahead. But I want to get to the good part because that takes the longest time. Alright, so here's step 1 for the main attraction, which is the submarine. And here we go. So for part 1, sometimes this happens, so don't get confused. It's showing you what we're going to be making. And so this is what we need. This is the piece we need, and it's this one right here. You can tell by the picture that it's definitely what we're looking for. Alright, now let's go to the second step here, which is this red little chair. And it says we need just one of that piece. So let me look at this bag. I'm going to pull it out, and then I'm going to look at the picture and see exactly where it needs to fit into the piece. And you see in this picture, there's no arrows, but you can, it's kind of like a puzzle piece. You need to take the piece and then figure out, based on the picture, how it's supposed to fit. So it might take you some time to maybe figure it out if it's your first time, but you can definitely, just take your time. Eventually you'll get it. Just make your best guess. Okay. So now we could place this shark right next to the guy, the other shark. Okay. So we're gonna try to lay it out just as the picture shows. I'm gonna make my best judgment that it has to be lined up right at the front because that's what it shows in the picture. Because your first guess might be to like push it all the way in the back because like that would make sense. But if you look closely at the picture, it's right at the front, right? And you can see it in the picture. It's like right lined up with the first row of connectors or whatever you can see, but it's right at the edge. Okay, so now we're going to move on, and here it shows that we need this piece, we need just one of it. And luckily there's an arrow for this one, and it goes right at the top, right here, right above that red chair. So let's make our best judgment, find that piece, and stick it on top. So do we have the right piece? Yeah, there's 4 little connectors, just like the picture shows, and it looks like it's gonna go right there, right in the center. And when we look at the picture, we're definitely right. So now we're gonna move on. We're at step number 4. We're gonna be looking for this next piece, and it says that we need 2. two of those pieces. And it shows us, the arrow shows us where we need to place it. But remember, sometimes there's not going to be an arrow. You're just going to have to look for the piece to decide where it needs to be. And sometimes you can also just reflect back to the last picture and see the difference, kind of like what's missing, and that will help you to see where the new pieces need to be. You see, the new pieces are not here, but in the picture that we're actually on, the step that we're on shows it. You see? But so that's only when the arrows are not there, but we'll go over that later, I guess. So for now we have the arrows, they're showing us, so let's do that part. So I gotta find these pieces, and we're gonna look at the picture. It shows us, we're gonna make our best judgment, and it looks like it's gonna go right here. And we're gonna look at the picture, and yeah, we're right. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to step number 5. And in this step, we have, I'm gonna fold the page because I think it'll be easier for me. But do whatever you feel comfortable with, okay? So I'm on step 5, and on this in this step, we need just one of this little piece, and it's gonna go right there, right at the top in the center. So let me try to find it. This piece has 2 connectors right at the top, and so does this one. You see those little circles there? I'm calling it connectors. And based on the picture, we're gonna make our best judgment, and I think it's gonna go right here. And remember not to press so hard down on the pieces, because you want to be able to remove it in case you make a mistake or anything like that. If you want, maybe you could try watching the first video that I made, which is like the intro to Legos, because I don't know if you know what, it's okay, it's up to you, whatever you think is best. But check that video out too, and just scroll to the end if you don't want to hear me talk. Because I don't know, I feel maybe I explained it better in the other video. But yeah, so just remember not to press down too hard. So we're gonna look at the picture, and it looks like we are right about this, okay? Now we're going to move on to the next section. Ooh, now it's getting interesting. Now they changed the color on us. And we're on step number 6, right? Yes, we were just on 5, and now we're going to turn the page on 6. Before we do that, I want to just say that, sometimes when you flip the book, it might get a little confusing, like if you drop it or something, and then you're going to be flipping all the pages and stuff like that. So if you think it's easier to just keep it open, then just do that. But just try to remember what step you're on. If not, it's okay, because you can always just look at what you have, and then look at the picture, and then you can remember where you're at. But I remember that I'm on number 6 and step number 6. And now we can see the picture, the pieces that we need, and it shows that we're going to need 2 of this piece here. And again, we have arrows here to show us exactly where the pieces need to be. And so we're going to look at our bag and try to find it. I found one. Now, where is the other? Oh, okay. I found it. I got a little scared. I'm like, did I lose it already? Okay. So, in the picture, we're going to see how the pieces look, right? You see, it shows it this way in this picture, but then on the piece, it shows it the opposite way. So that could be a little bit confusing, you know? You see it this way here in the picture, but then the arrows show it a different way. You see that? So you have to just, really look at the picture, really analyze the directions before you make a move, you know? But either way, people make mistakes. So based on the picture, I see that it goes this way. So you can see that this little part is sticking out on the opposite side, on the back of it. And that's what it shows in the picture too. Yay! Alright, so now we're going to move on. Number 7, we have here this little blue Lego piece here. And it shows that we need only 2 of it, right at the bottom. And I can see in the picture exactly where it needs to be. It's going to be laid right next to the gray piece that we had used before. And you see this picture doesn't have any arrows in it. But even if it doesn't have any arrows, you can see the difference between this picture and this picture, right? What's missing? This blue piece right here. So where is it in the picture? And then you can tell without the arrows exactly where it needs to be. Hopefully that makes sense. So let's find this piece. And we're going to need 2 of it because it says 2x. Okay, so looking at the picture, I caught it in my hand. It looks like it's gonna go right here. Oh God. Alright. So yeah, that looks right. So now let's move on. Now, we see here that we're gonna need these two of these little white pieces here. So let's try to find that in the bag. In the bag you might see the pieces upside down, like at a different angle. So you just want to make your best judgment. Really look through the bag thoroughly. I see this white piece here, so it might be it. And when I take it out, I'm right. It actually is. So just, take your time trying to find it. Alright, so I found the pieces, and now in the picture I can see the direction and where that it needs to be laid on the Lego piece and exactly where it needs to be, even without the arrows, right? So I'm going to make my best judgment here and say that it's going to fit right here. In this direction and in this place. And we're going to look at the picture, and yeah, we're right. And now we're going to move on to the next step here. And we see that we need this red piece here, and we only need 1 of it. And it's going to go right here, right at the top. So we're going to reflect on the image and the Lego set and see where the piece needs to be. But first we got to find it. So I'm going to pull this out. And I can see on the picture that it needs to be right here. Leaving like just depending on what you see, you know, it's I see right here that there's some space left after you put the red piece on. So yeah, it looks right. It looks right. So let's move on. So here's step number 10, and we're gonna need 2 pieces, 2 of this Lego piece. It's a black piece. It looks like a fan, and it's showing us where it needs to be. So it looks like it's gonna have to go right on the back of the piece, and it's gonna fit onto these other kind of connectors. Alright, so let's test out this theory. Let's find these pieces. And I have found it. And looking at the picture, because there's like a longer side and a shorter side. You see? So, looking at the picture, it looks like we need to use the longer side to fit it in. So, you see, so we're gonna put it in through this side, the longer side. If you turn it on the side, you can see this. The fans are closer to this side, and that's the shorter side, and leaving this side as the longer side, if that makes sense. So we're going to take this longer side here, and we're going to take the back, and we're going to push it in, and it snaps, and it also, yeah, I was right, it's a fan. So we're going to do the same thing with this side. The shorter side is on this side now, so I'm going to just turn it around and find how, like a puzzle piece, find how it connects, and then it snaps. So there we go. I was right. And now we're going to move on to the next part. Okay, so we're going to need this big piece right here. Just one of this big piece. And this one's kind of harder to tell exactly how it needs to be. So let's just make our best judgment. It looks like it's going to connect. Alright, let's analyze this piece a little further. Okay, there's no front, and there it's even on each side, so it just looks kind of different, this piece and here, because the colors are like camouflaging. So you just want to be careful, you know, just double look, give it a second look, because when you connect this piece, then you're gonna see how it matches. So don't get confused. So let's move on. So here goes the next piece that we'll need, which is this gray piece. And we need just one of this piece. The picture shows us where it needs to be. And then we can see the difference without the arrows. You see? Then we're going to make our best judgment based on the picture. Looks like these little things are sticking out in this direction, right at the center of the top of that blue piece, and it looks like I'm right. Yep, okay. So now let's move on to the next step. And this one has arrows randomly. And we'll need two pieces of this blue piece here. Ah, so I found the piece, I found one. And now here goes the other one. Double check that we got the right one here. And yes, we definitely do. And in the picture, it's showing that these two pieces are going to fit on the gray piece that we just placed onto the Lego piece. And now this one, it kind of seems like it's like a little, looks like a little step when you flip it upside down. If you know what I mean. You see, it's like a little step there. So, let's see. We see this little step. Let's see, how can I explain this? So we're going to put this side of it needs to be, okay, so we're gonna tilt it just like that, and it's gonna lay right on the top. So it needs to fit just like this. So we're gonna do the same thing. And it's just gonna fit with each other. So that's the right way. Let's see the wrong way. I wanna see what it would look like if we did it the wrong way. Ah, no. It's hard to come out. I didn't even press hard. Let me see if I can get it out. Okay, I got it out. And the wrong way would be this way. You see, it's not connecting, like it doesn't fall as a puzzle piece. And also, I mean, you can see in the picture that it has to lay flat on top of it, on top of one another. So that's not supposed to happen when you place it. So that's okay if you make that mistake, just fix it. I just wanted to assist with placing it. Okay, so now we can move on. Now, I wanted to explain how I took out that piece, because sometimes it could be a little bit difficult to take these stuff out. You can use anything like a card to like take it off, or like a fork or something. I just used this, to be honest, and I just took it off. But you maybe not want to do that because this could crack, so you don't want to do that. But just try your best to remove it. You can ask your parent or your guardian, or just use a fork if you can, or a card, anything that could get in the middle of that little section there and pop it off. Okay, so yeah. Alright, so now we're going to move on to this next piece, and that is where we need this piece. So, luckily here we have the arrow showing us exactly how to fit that piece in and where it needs to be. So it's going to connect with these little gray pieces right here. So just like the picture, I'm gonna push it through. Oh, and I'm right. Yay! Oh, wait a minute. Am I? Let me double check. Oops, I'm looking at it upside down. Let me see. Alright, let me check this out. Yeah, I am. I'm definitely right here. So that's how it needs to be closed. So let me take this out and then put it back in because maybe that was a little confusing. Okay, I pulled it off. So this is how the Lego set needs to be standing at this point. And that's what it shows in the picture with these two white pieces right here. And then the arrow shows it that this piece is just getting pushed right into it and then it closes down. So yeah, I was right. Okay, so now for this next step, we need two of these little black pieces here, which actually look like little fishes. That's really funny. Okay, so I'm gonna take out two of these little black fishes here. No, I'm just kidding. These little black little Lego pieces. And it shows that we're gonna place them right here. And I don't know what that green arrow means. It's pointing down. Oh, maybe just to show. Okay, so when we turn it around, we see this thing right here. So I guess the arrow's pointing down to show, to reference to this bottom hole here. So that's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna put this part here. We're gonna take the Lego piece and put in the bottom hole, and that's what the arrows referencing to. Okay, and now when we look at the piece, we can see that there's two sides to it, and we're gonna, let's see. Okay, so one side has this like cylinder looking part, and then the other side has looks like this with this little hole in the center of it. So it's showing that we need to stick this part in, the cylinder part, into the bottom hole. So let's try it out. Yeah, that looks right. And then when you put it in, it twists. So I think that's going to be the hand. So we're going to do the same thing with the other side. So you can see the difference. Between the two pieces, the two sides. So we're going to take this cylinder part and we're just going to put it in the bottom hole here. Okay? So we will look at the picture, we'll reference to the picture, and we'll see that we're right. Next step, here we're on step number 16, and we'll see that we need 3 pieces for this part here and 1 of each of the piece. Because it says 1x at the bottom, right? So let's find these pieces. We need a black, yellow, and gray piece. Look at the picture. Black, yellow, and oh look, my it's stuck. Ugh. No. Okay. Yellow and gray. Alright, I got the 3 pieces, and on the bottom I see here some directions. So we're going to start off with the gray piece here. And then here it says to place the black piece right on top of it. And then in the third part we see the yellow part being connected to it. So that's what we're going to be left. That's the end result of these 3 pieces. So let's try this out. So in the picture we see this gray piece facing this way with this little claw here sticking out. Then the black piece also has a claw, but it's sticking out the other way, right on top of it. And then the yellow piece is going to connect into the gray, the gray claw. But this one also has a claw, so that one's going to be sticking out the opposite way with the connectors facing up, like the picture shows. So, okay. That's the claw, so it's going to fit in this way. See, the claws are here, and then this little part is the part that goes in. The connector sticking out. Ugh. So there we go. See? Okay, so we got this part down. Oh, and in the next picture we're gonna see that it's actually the hand. Cool. That's what we got in our hands right now. Okay, so the arrow shows us that the yellow part that we just made is gonna fit into the little the little blackfish that we fit into our submarine. So we need the yellow part to connect into it. Ugh, and let me just show you how I did that. And then yeah, there we go. So oh no. Okay, so there's like a little, it's like a little flat right here. This tip part is like a little flat here. And then the yellow part, you can see that that flat part needs to fit in this way. And then you can twist it a little bit. And then there we go. There's the hand. And we're definitely right. And I will go to the next set here, which is going to be the opposite hand. And there's a little difference. So just be careful of that. So in the last hand we made, the gray piece, the gray claw was facing on the right side, but for the next hand we're gonna make, the gray claw is facing on the left side. So be careful of that. So we're gonna face the claw here this way. We're gonna make sure the claw's on the left side this time. The first time we made it was on the right side, but this time it's gonna be on the left. So just like this. like the picture shows. And we're going to need that black piece. The black claw is going to be opposite of the gray one. And so it's going to look like that. Just like the picture shows. And then we're going to take the yellow piece and connect it on the gray side, just like the picture shows us. So there's this little flat, it's like, it looks like this, you see? And there's like, it's flat. And you want to take, make sure that it's flat when you stick it into the gray claw here. And then there we go. We have the opposite arm here. So we're going to do the same thing. Make sure this part is flat when you stick it in to the yellow piece. And then there we go. Then we just twist it a little bit and then close it to look like an arm. Well, it is an arm. Alright, so there we go. I think, let's see if there's any more steps to this. Oh, it just shows to bend the arms, to place it in and bend it, like the picture shows. Okay, so let's turn the page. Oh, okay, so now it's saying to fit the guy in there. So after we finish this, This is great. We actually have the main attraction here. It's done. It's completed. Yay! Now we can go back to the beginning to just finish off these pieces. But I already made the shark, so now I just need to make the guy here and the treasure chest. So after we did all that work, now we can relax a little bit and just do something easy and simple. Trust me, try it this way and you might actually really like it. I know sometimes you can get like really excited and you just want to play, you just want to have fun, but you also want to complete it. You know what I mean? That's really important also. So save the guy for last next time if you didn't already. And yeah, try it out, okay? Okay, so it shows here that we're gonna need these pieces here. His head, his little hat here, his chest, and his legs. One of each. There's no doubles. There's not a double guy here, just one. So we're gonna get these pieces out. I see his red hat. I see his head here. And yep, those are 4 pieces right there. In step 1, we're going to take his chest and in the direction of the arrows, fit it into his legs. So yeah, if you are like learning how to do Legos on your own, like transitioning from doing them with your parents to on your own, then you might want to try, saving the guy for last because you could get distracted. Yeah, you might start playing with him and then you might not end up finishing. Also, just be careful because there's a back and a front to these pieces. Like, this is the back of his legs and then this is the front, and you can see because it has a little picture right at the front, like his jeans. So let's look at the picture. Yeah, his this picture right here goes in the front, and then looking at his chest, it looks like, because the chest piece has 2 pictures on the back of it, so we want to make sure you get it right. So analyze the piece next to the picture and you'll see that this is actually the front, and it's gonna go right on top of the front of the jeans, of the pants. So we did step 1. Now we need to move on to step 2, which is his head and the hat. Okay, so the hat goes on top of the head, and then the head goes onto the body. But you can do it either way in this case. But I'll do it like the picture shows. So you want to make sure his head is right. And fit this head right on the top. His hat right at the top. And then put his head back on his body. Then, the last step, we see that he's just standing there. And we've completed him. Okay, so I'm gonna put him, I'll put him right at the top. Okay, and then we're gonna move on to the treasure chest because we already did the shark. And so here we have the treasure chest. And here it's showing us what we're gonna be making. And here it shows us the pieces that we need. Right? This is so confusing. Like, the whole packet is just never consistent. Like, it's just random sometimes. But no matter what, you just have to make your best judgment call. So it's going to show us the pieces that we need. We need one of each. Yeah. You can also just look at the picture and see, what we'll need. But, just reference to this section right here. Then, right here, we're going to see the arrows and how to place those pieces. So let's find these pieces. I see in the bag that I have some gems here. Yeah. That's not treasure right there. Okay. So, looking at the picture, we see that there's like there's like these 3 panels right here. And then there's this little like lock for the key. So that's definitely the front because that's what the picture is showing. And then we see that this is going to be the top piece where these connectors are. But this one's really weird. It's going to connect this way. So you can see that. So there's like these little holes right there. And this one also has like, you can see where it needs to fit into that little hole. And then you just gotta be careful. Okay, that wasn't hard to fit in. It's gonna fit in that way. Let me show you from this angle. Okay, so this is the front of the bottom piece right here. The lock's right there. 3 panels are here. And then this is the back. And then these connectors need to be facing outward, so it's basically going to fit just like that. But you just need to click it in to those little holes right there. Ta-da! So, there we have our treasure chest. And, okay, so we made the treasure chest. And it shows us here that we have gems here. A blue gem and a clear gem. And they're going to go right inside of our treasure chest here. So let's pull out these. Treasure. I see 4 pieces here. Yay! So we're gonna Dump it right in. Ah, this reminds me of my little quarter. These reminds me of my little quarter video. My quarter video where I was talking about those diamonds. I actually went back over there after a while and they don't have it anymore there. So they're not selling those little diamonds anymore. But that's okay. I'm gonna make a video on that just to update everybody. But okay, so my treasure is in my chest. I got 2 blues and 2 crystal clears. Alright, and it shows here this little yellow arrow shows that it can close and open. Okay. Okay. And next page we see the little ground. Like this piece right here is gonna be the little ground for where the treasure chest needs to fit into. And it shows us exactly where we need to be. We can tell the difference. Okay, so we're gonna pull out this piece here. And it looks like in the picture that this treasure chest is gonna fit right here, leaving 2 rows of connectors. And yep, it looks just like that. So the next step, we need this little piece here, which is gonna be the seaweed. Okay, and now there's 2 sides. There's one with a smaller hole and then there's one with a bigger hole. So we need to fit this piece into the connectors on the ground and we're going to use that bigger hole there. And I think I already know what that next step is. Yep, I was right. We need that green little Lego piece there. We just need one of it because that's all that's all I got in the bag. I just got one little Lego piece. And it shows where it needs to be in the picture. And we're just going to fit that in right at the top. And there we go. We have our treasure chest. Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay, so yeah, that's it. That's all the steps. We did everything in the booklet. All of the steps have been completed. You see it right now? Like it was folded. It was folded, so sometimes it gets hard to find the front. But I just want to double check that we got everything right. And yeah, that's it. We finished it. Woohoo! Okay, so now I'm gonna fit this little guy in its submarine. Ta-da! And you see, it goes perfectly together. I got so many treasure chests. Oh my god. Where's my other one? Oh no, where is it? Didn't I have another one? Dun dun dun. Oh my god, I could have sworn I had 3 treasure chests. But now I only have 2? Where was the other one? I don't know. But I got 3 plants though. I got 3 ocean plants. And yeah, I got lots of treasure. Oh. Okay. Hopefully that treasure chest comes up somewhere. I have no idea where it is. Okay, so that is it for this video. Um, I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. I hope that you had fun making your um your marine set with me. And yeah, bye.